Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Life Support. As always, we're your hosts. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Dominique.
And today we're just going to do a wee bit of catch up because it's been a couple months since we've last been here.
As we have just found out. Yeah.
So we're just going to do a wee catch up, talk about exams, talk about other stuff that's been happening, like halfway ball.
Yeah. Starting placements.
Yeah, starting placements, Easter holidays, those sort of things.
And also a little change. Not quite a big change, but just a little rejig of sort of how we're doing some of our episodes, right? Because we've got placement and we like doing the story times. We've just been toying around with a few ideas. So yeah, we'll let you guys know all about that in the course.
So as always, you can catch the episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcast and YouTube if you want to see our faces. And you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok, where we're going to try and upload a bit more, upload some reels, some stories.
We'll try my best. I'm getting back into being more on social media in general. I think, we'll chat about it, but honestly, exam period just wiped me out. I was so not social, hermit, desk. So we're going to try again. We're going to try and get back into it. So yeah. But if anyone out there likes a bit of social media stuff, let us know. Can help us out too. But I'll try my best.
Yeah. So, where should we start? I guess we'll start where we last left off.
Yeah.
I think it was just before exams.
Just before exams, yeah.
So, we'll start. How the exams went?
Did you pass?
Yes.
Great.
We passed.
We passed. So, yeah, for everyone that is maybe new or hasn't listened to us before, we are in third year. We have just done what everyone calls 15 weeks of hell, where we do a new topic or new sort of system in medicine each week. And then we had an exam at the end of January.
Yeah.
Saturday exam, may we add. Okay, so not only were we doing 15 weeks of hell, we had to do an exam on a Saturday.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday.
Exactly. And they were very intense. Looking back on it, how do you feel? And knowing your grade and things like that, do you feel like the work was worth it, or do you feel like you just burnt out?
I'm not gonna lie, it was like a month straight of just sitting at a desk in front of a computer, notes just everywhere, and just dying slowly. I always get that, going up to the exam and that's all I'm doing, but then I burn myself out 1 or 2 days before, where I'm I can't do anymore.
No,
I'm done.
The anxiety sets in maybe a month or two before.
Yeah.
And there is something out there that's the perfect time to start studying for an exam is 4 to 6 weeks before it. So I've tried to study throughout the year and try and get myself into a routine of doing it, but inevitably it always ends up being a month or so before the exam. You're oh crap, I've got 4 weeks left. Time goes super quickly. I don't even have enough days for all the topics I need to cover. So yeah, you sort of stress, study, cram everything in, and then it gets the day or two before, and I'm my brain cannot take in any more information. It's saturated.
Yeah. But at that point, I was just I don't care. I just want this over with.
Yeah.
I was I'll take anything that's a pass, so that I don't have to do this ever again.
Yeah. Okay, so we had the exam, and then we had a nice night out with the year group, which was lovely, and then we had this thing called a transition week, where they sort of prepare us for becoming clinical students, because before it's very much textbook lecture based, but now it's more you're on the wards. And in that we had our halfway ball, and then we headed on to placements. But when we were on placement is when we got our results. So talk us through you finding out your results, moment leading up to it and how you felt afterwards.
Yeah, so I think there's rumors about it coming out it came out on Monday.
Yeah.
Yep. Rumors about happening on the week. I was on a ward round, which we'll talk more about placements. I think I better talk about it in maybe the next episode. Just cover full things happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was in the middle of a ward round, and then I saw the text, because there was a big group chat text. We got that the results had come out, and I literally could not wait. I have anxiety. I was no, I'm not waiting. So in the middle of the whole ward round, I just scroll. I see that it was a pass. And then I'm literally just let out the biggest just sigh. And then everyone, the doctor, the FYs, everyone just looks at me what's wrong with you? I'm oh, results just came out. I'm okay.
They're just turning around are we boring you? And you're just no.
I'm just and they're are you okay?
That's daunting.
No.
Yeah, no, I think I was pretty similar. I was on a ward round with a consultant cardiologist, and then I think one of the nurses and a pharmacist. Um, and yeah, I saw like on a group chat like, oh, results are out, and I'm like, yeah, I can't. I don't know people that like can't open it straight away, so like they wait because I think once I know something's in my head, like I know that there's information that I need to find out, I can't like prolong that wait. I need to rip it off. So I had my phone under my notes and I was like trying to unlock it. But then we were talking about this earlier. They have like this authenticator thing on our like devices now for like logging to your emails and like accounts. So I was like hurriedly trying to log in, but like trying to do it on the sly so she wouldn't like the consultant wouldn't be like, oh, you're on your phone. So I was like trying to do that and I was like, right, I'll just log in quickly. And then as soon as I just log in, it was like, oh, authenticator, go and get this code. So I had to log into another thing to get the code to log in. And I was like, whole faff. But I got it. I saw my grade and I was like, oh, but then I wasn't with any other students. Like it's just me and this doctor who probably doesn't care, right? Like they've done this, they're way past it. But like it's the biggest thing for me because that's the biggest stress in my life so far was this exam, getting this result. And I felt like there was just no one to like have that moment of like, oh, we did it, like high five or anything. So I was just like buzzing with all this energy of like, oh my god, I passed. Generally having talked myself thinking like, you know what, if you fail, it's fine, just reset, it's all good, don't worry, you worked hard. Like I was giving myself that pep talk, like it's fine. So then to pass and be like, oh, I was like, who do I look to? So I just looked at the nearest nurse and went, I just got my exam results, I passed. And she was just sort of like, I mean, yay. I was like, yay. So that was fun. But yeah, then we went down to like lunch and everyone else had like their results. So you could be like, oh yes, together.
No.
Yeah. No fracking.
Overall, yep. And that was done.
Yeah. Any advice for anyone that's going to go through this? Don't do it.
It's just, I don't know. I've got nothing. I've got nothing about that.
I love how all the other episodes we've had like some pearls of wisdom, some advice, and it gets to this and we're like
it's a miracle to get past that.
You need to sacrifice some extreme time.
Yeah.
To do it, but oh well.
It's done now.
Yeah, looking back.
Yep. That's the exams done, and then after that we had a transition week. They did a couple of things to prepare us for placements.
Nothing
and
crazy.
Then we had our halfway ball.
We had halfway ball. Should put a little graphic. Yeah, okay, so halfway ball. As we said, we're going from preclinical to clinical. So we have a big ball to celebrate that. And it was an overnight stay at the Dunblane Hydro, which was really, really nice.
It was
beyond what I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, no, it was very nice.
And it was like 2 nights, and it was a theme. So we had the first night was a theme, which was movie night at the movies.
Yeah.
And the second night was like our black tie event, sort of still tying it into like the movie theme. But yeah, what was your? So we had to dress up for the movie nights. What was yours? It was based on your favorite film.
Freddy Krueger costume based on Nightmare on Elm Street, my favorite horror movie.
It's a very good costume, I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you. I will, if I can find a picture, I'll put a picture up.
Yeah, I think we got pictures together. We'll see if we can find one. Yeah. But yeah, that was good. I was Jackie Brown from the movie Jackie Brown.
Still have not seen that movie.
Oh my goodness, you have to watch it. It's so good. It's a Tarantino movie, and it's about this air hostess who has to like smuggle some money in for a mobster gangster who's Samuel L. Jackson, of course. But it is a good movie. It was a stress trying to find a bright blue air hostess outfit like 2 or 3 days before the exam. Yeah. But shout out to Amazon for pulling through.
Yeah. And then the second night was a wee
black
sort of
tie.
like red carpet, black tie sort of thing.
That was quite nice. Yeah. Any drama from the night?
There wasn't really much that happened. It was pretty tame the whole time.
I honestly think everyone was so chill. Like, everyone was in a good mood. I think because we just had like a crazy 3rd year or 15 weeks, whatever. It was nice to just de-stress and not have the fear of like an exam looming over you or assessments due or something like that. Although we did have an assessment due that week, did we not? Like the LP project.
We did, but like that was like, I think it was the week after. I think the deadline was like
a couple of weeks afterwards.
Yeah, the deadline was a little bit after that.
Basically, there was nothing hanging over, so you could just like let out and enjoy it. And I
Yeah.
feel like everyone did. We had access to like a spa as well.
We did.
Went into the sauna
Yeah.
and steam room. That was really nice. in
Yeah.
Jacuzzi.
Shout out to Casey, who drove us to
Sterling.
yeah.
You guys went to Sterling for some sightseeing.
Yeah.
I was with Aiden, and we had a lovely walk around Sterling town. It was really nice. It was really wholesome.
No, it was really nice.
And to get ready for the movie, like not the movie night, the second night, I decided to do pre-drinks with Saltburn, watching Saltburn. So we'll discuss that later on because that was interesting. I can do like a movie review like we've done for the other episodes of stuff. So the basic premise was drink every time something is a bit weird. And I got halfway
I've
through
seen
the
Saltburn.
movie. Yeah, I got halfway through the movie and I was like, I have to stop. It's getting too much. So yeah, but it was
But overall, it was
good
a
experience.
good night.
Yeah.
And then everyone went off to placements.
It was a quick turnaround.
It was.
I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so I mean, we can briefly touch on placement, just like where we've both been.
Yeah.
But so this is part of the new format we were thinking. We do these chill episodes just to like talk about our lives, but now our lives are very much dominated by placement.
Yeah.
So I think we'll do one chill episode that's like just our lives outside of placement, and then we'll do a placement episode. And we'll try and get some of our friends along.
Yeah.
And see like what's been happening on placement, any like stories, good or bad.
Yeah. So if anyone watching has had experiences or stories on placement, let us know and jump on if you want.
Yes.
Just let us give us a message.
We'll spread all the lovely fear out for everyone else.
Yeah.
No jokes. I think it'll be good fun to like see what everyone else has been up to because we don't see each other as well now we're on placement. You like split up into different groups, so going from seeing everyone day in day out to like, okay, I see you maybe like once or twice a week or something, even less is like, oh, yeah, it'll be good.
So just briefly going over it. As of recording this, we are in the middle of our second surgical block. We are both in the same place, the Royal at Glasgow.
Yeah.
Where were you for your first block?
I was in Ayr at Ayr Hospital. Don't know if anyone knows, but yeah, if you don't know Scotland, it's on the west coast, about an hour outside of Glasgow.
And I was in Paisley, so about a 20-minute drive. It wasn't too bad. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like overall experience, it was nice.
Yeah, it was good.
It was nice first, and this has been decent as well.
Yeah, I think there's a thing about having hospitals that are like not central, so like in the city, Glasgow, where we are now, and then the ones that we were at before are a bit further out. They tend to be more like chill and like good for teaching and things like that, whereas the ones in the city are a bit more intense because it's like the big hub. But it's been all right.
It's been all right. We'll get more into it later.
Yeah, let you know all our deep dark secrets about placement. Yeah. So how's life in general been treating you?
You know, I haven't really been up to much. Like Easter, literally all I did was Easter was just relax, sleep, chill.
Same.
But yeah, it's not been too bad. It's just like mostly just placements. Yeah. I've not really been studying that hard during this time. Yeah. Not really been up to much. Yeah. Just placement, come home, chill.
That's my routine too. And I try to be like, oh, I'll do like a little reading, a bit of studying. But I think you just get so exhausted, and it's also new to us that a lot of brain energy is spent on like figuring where you're meant to be, who's who, what the condition is, like all the stuff going on, and you're like, I'm exhausted by the end of the day. So yeah, pretty much the same. Did you do anything nice over Easter though, besides just resting?
Yeah, I saw my family, hung out with some friends. That was about it. Just pretty much just chilled the whole time. Easy break. What about you?
Yeah, pretty much. Like catching up with everyone that I could catch up with, and catching up on a lot of sleep, which was really nice. It's annoying because you get used to waking up at like 9 or 10 o'clock, just relaxing, have your breakfast, nice routine, and now you're like, I'm up at 6, rush to get the bus to get into town on time for placement. Ward round starts at 8 for surgical placement.
My sleep schedule during Easter was non-existent.
Basically the same. And how about like the gym and stuff
I didn't go
like
much
that.
over Easter, but
Mhm.
like the last week of Easter and like now, I'm trying to like do it more consistently. I've been going with my brother, who's he's a proper gym lad, so like
Gym bro.
he keeps me like on it.
Oh, nice.
He like makes me go like with him when he goes.
Yeah.
He'll like plan out what he's gonna do, and I'll just do what he does as well.
Is he getting you on the supplements and protein and stuff like that?
Not that far.
He's not judging that deep yet.
Not that far. But yeah, he's
sorry.
like he's good at like keeping a plan, being like, okay, so we're gonna do all this today,
Yeah.
and like he sticks to it.
Yeah.
So then I just tag along with him.
Fair.
Because like when I used to go by myself, I'd be like, oh, you know what, I'm chill. I'll just
Yeah.
do whatever I feel like. Not like that, like
You see something, you're like, not
I'm
today.
like, I'm okay. But he's like, no, this is all that we're gonna do, and we're gonna get it done.
Yeah. How long have you been doing that with him then?
2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Have you
A
noticed?
few weeks, 2-3 weeks, yeah.
I mean, that's still like a bit of time.
Yeah.
How often do you go each week?
We're trying to go for like 3, maybe 4 times a week.
Okay.
If it's like a quieter week.
Have you noticed any changes, like any lifts or like
It's not been like
running or anything?
that. Like, I'm waiting. Like, I'll wait a couple months and see.
Yeah.
So update back in a couple months.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's pretty much everything that's been happening.
Yeah.
I think just to wrap this up, what have you been into? Like any movies, TV shows, books, music, anything you've been watching?
Wow. Okay. Actually, okay. So first of all, Saltburn. Won't go into too much of it because I'm sure everyone is sick to death of it. But basically, very weird, very freaky. Lots of this guy starting uni at Oxford, isn't it? And he makes friends with this other guy who's like from a really rich, wealthy background. And the main character, the first guy, he sort of like lies about his background and his story. And the rich guy sort of like takes him under his wing, and they go to his country house and meet his family and all that stuff. But then all of that sort of starts to unravel. I won't give anything away. But there's just some really weird scenes in it. There's the infamous bathtub scene, if anyone has heard of it and seen stuff. I actually didn't get to finish watching the whole thing because of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But of the half or maybe 3/4 of what I did see, I'd rate the characters probably like 7 out of 10. Like, they were interesting, but I don't know, like, I don't feel like I connected with any of them, but maybe that's just because
they were interesting, but like they weren't realistic characters.
Yeah.
'Cause, like the mum, she was fun. She was a fun character.
Yeah, exactly.
But
maybe it was just felt a bit too removed from me, so I was a bit like, And then the storyline. So I felt the premise of the storyline was actually a good storyline. Like, I thought that was good, but like, obviously the main thing was like, so there's so much shock factor of like weird things happening in it. It took away from the actual story for me. So I'd probably rate that about 7 as well. Like, I think if it didn't have as much weird stuff, I would like have enjoyed it more and been less like cringed out by it. And then what's the other one?
Ending.
Which I haven't seen. It's a question mark. I'll get back to you on that one. So that was Saltburn. What else have I've been trying to read more. Started reading this book called Our Man in Havana, which is kind of good. I was reading the 12-week year, I think it's called. Basically, like, I love these kind of self-development books. And it's like, you plan your weeks out for like things that you want to do in a whole year, but try and condense it into like 12 weeks. So then you're like more focused on like hitting those goals and targets rather than giving yourself like such a long period of time to do it over. And it's not to say that you'll hit everything in that time, but it just means that you're like more productive. And then if you do hit those goals, you've got like so much time for the rest of the year to do other things. So I started reading that, and that was quite good. And also When Breath Becomes Air. Have you heard of that? It's about this neurosurgeon who like gets cancer. It's kind of sad, but he's like reflecting on his like career and like things that he saw during his journey to becoming where he is. Haven't finished it, but it's good so far. So I will let you guys know when I finish those books.
Okay.
How it goes. How about you?
What have I been reading? Actually, there's a new series that came out on Amazon Prime about Fallout. I don't know if you ever heard of those games.
Yeah.
So basically, like, I haven't finished it. I like just started it. I started it yesterday, the first episode. So like the games are like set basically in like a post-nuclear America. So like it's been nuked basically.
Yeah.
Everybody moved to these like fallout shelters.
Okay.
So the episode that I watched was mainly just set in the shelter. and like you end up like in the games you end up like going out. You get like raiders, mutants, those sort of things that you're fighting. So I'm assuming like as the show progresses, you're going to see more of that.
Yeah.
But from the first episode that I've seen, it's quite good, and I've heard good things. So
Yeah.
I will update once I finish it.
Has it been? Have you played the games then?
Oh yeah, I played most of the games.
How do you find it in comparison to like playing the games?
I mean, it's nice. Like that first episode was mainly set in like the shelter itself, which you don't really see in the games.
Yeah.
You don't really see like how they work and like actual people alive in them.
Right.
Because the games are usually like
there's no one else there.
Just-
It's just you. Fair.
or like there are sometimes, but like you're not usually in there that
Yeah.
often. But yeah, I will update once I
Yeah.
have seen more of it.
Also, do you like reality TV much?
I'm not that big on
Because
reality TV.
there's like Married at First Sight, shows like that, Love is
Uh-huh.
Blind. I love those shows, like proper good trashy TV. And
Uh-huh.
sometimes I need that. But I was kind of like keen to watch it and then like let you guys know, have a little like update on the episodes that I've watched.
Uh-huh.
I think there's a new series that's just been out now that everyone's sort of watching at the moment. So I'll watch a few more episodes, get caught up, and then probably come back on our next episode and be like, so this is what's going on. So yeah, sorry if anyone's come here expecting like a really good educational show that's going to be like insightful, and I'm just here talking about Married at First Sight. But yeah, that probably add that to something if you fancy watching it too.
Well, maybe.
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 After I tell you some of the drama, you'll be like, I'm hooked.
But yeah, anyway, I think that's a good place to wrap it up.
Yep.
In our next episode, in our next chill one, we can talk about placements.
Mm-hmm.
We're also going to do some study skills episodes, continue the wee series that we started.
Yeah, so we've got our sort of longer episodes or like our themes, which is now going to be on like tips and tricks for studying, and then we have our chill episode, which is this one, and then we'll have a placement episode, which will be like placement plus Q&A, maybe story time, that kind of stuff. So make sure to tune in for our next one.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
As always, be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube, where you can catch the episodes. And yeah, so
that's it.
thank you guys for watching.
See you
Bye.
later. Bye.